feel like you're better off picking some of these ranged offlaners or offlaners that can contest Wraith King's lane. I think it's not like the most dominant lane here with the Snapfire. It is a strong lane, but you know, these other heroes can pressure Wraith King much better, particularly the ranged 3s.
What range 3s are still available and also very much in DM's hero pool that you would like to see against the Wraith King?
I mean, there's still Razor, which has been ignored this series.
Still Necro. I would probably imagine Beastcoast follows the same draft order. I mean, they do the same thing that they did last game, ban out the Necro. That's one of the nicest heroes. It's the DM specialty.
We're definitely seeing a lot of the weaknesses of the Viper popping up, like last game against the Zoo, which is where, you know, outsiders haven't banned those heroes. They're targeting their bans elsewhere, which makes me think that a Viper pick doesn't look great for them.
Do you think they might go?
I feel like this is going to be a Necro pick. Because the Batrider ban, Enchantress ban, it's like you purge the Necro,
but
Ghost
last
Shroud.
game they banned it. Surely they're banning
Beastcoast banned it last game, yeah.
Oh, okay, they're not banned.
And they banned the Beast.
Oh.
Yeah, do you feel like they thought outsiders were potentially going to go that Zoo? Because like we said, they had 3 options, and outsiders could potentially run Zoo on offlane, but you like that Necro a lot more?
I like Necro. I mean, I think Necro is like similar to Zoo in the sense that it's like a problem that needs to be solved. Like, you need a hero specifically to kill Necro. You need some Sky, some Batrider. Like, he's toxic. He runs around the map. Like, you can't kill him. So I do like Necro, but I also like I like the idea of Zoo too, to just. It's like, okay, well, you're going to Zoo us, we'll Zoo you too. So you take a tower, we're going to take a tower on the other side. You just trade 1 for 1. And you don't have to deal with it if you're just doing the same thing on the other side.
Who deals with Necro well?
Batrider, Leshrac is
usually mid laners, yeah.
It's usually mid laners.
Mid laners and supports in the later game.
Okay. Well, Outsiders thinking about this. It's going to be Tusk.
Okay. So this is the let's not show too much, but it does lock Doom into a core role, but I don't think that's a huge surprise necessarily.
I think it'll definitely lean towards being a safe lane Doom, a Doom Sky.
And like a ranged hero to play with the Tusk.
The Necro is still looking great unless Beastcoast picks something up to preemptively make it not look great. But I don't know what that even is.
And that's kind of, I think, what we've been talking about. We want to see like ranged offlaner, pressure the Wraith King's lane, a Tusk Razor lane, or Tusk Necro lane. Like, these both sound like great options depending on what Beastcoast pick here.
Yeah, those lanes kind of just go even or win versus everything, which is why they'll probably they'll man up and pick it anyways.
Are we expecting a support and a mid to come out in this double pick, or the support and an offlaner?
Probably offlaner, I would say, just because
we don't know where the snap's going.
They might recognize that the Doom Sky is most likely to be their safe lane and just pick a whole new support duo here and put the snap off lane.
Yeah, that's true. That would do very well.
Yeah,
there's a lot they could do with these 2 picks actually, depending on if they want to flex or if they want these to actually be their the offlane.
I feel like they're almost certainly going to pick Schofield's melee 4. He's his tiny span, so looking at like Clockwork, Nyx, the Tusk was taken, which is another reason why I think outsiders wanted to pick it there. Is it you're taking it away from Schofield? It's one of the better melee 4s right now.
I think Clock looks great for them personally. I think it synergizes really well with Snap, similar to Puck.
Phoenix, you talked about him last game. Beastcoast is going to get him here. What do you think he adds? And I guess, yeah, just why Beastcoast want to pick him up?
There's nothing to hit egg, but the one thing is, I do like a lot of people do consider Sky to be a Phoenix counter because you silence him when he dives away and he just comes back, right? But Sky also just does not hit egg, right? Like, none of these heroes want to run up and hit egg, so it's Beastcoast presenting a problem that outsiders now needs to solve in their next pick.
It also lanes versus the Tusk really well, lanes with Wraith King really well, and again, it's this pre-counter to these like frontline ranged magic heroes like Necro. And Whisper also likes this hero.
He plays this offline, yeah, actually.
Really?
Yeah, he really likes Phoenix.
There's a lot of, I mean, both the non-Wraith King heroes both flex to many different roles when it comes to Beastcoast.
Would Whisper playing these dumb picks like so many years ago in pubs is actually paying off literally millions of dollars for them. I would not believe this if you told me 5 years ago this guy who's spamming a Rubik offlane and Phoenix offlane.
Chris Luck has had his games like mid-Underlord.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has.
These guys are wild.
Oh, never mind.
Oh.
We see another Veno, most likely offlane, right? Is this a Beastcoast thing to put it in a position that isn't being played throughout the rest of the teams in this tournament?
They've not done it so far in this tournament. I can see them doing it. They could have a Stinger play it, because of course Venomancer does have a Stinger.
It would be pretty good in the safe lane too with the Wraith King.
Really?
They're just picking all 3 Whisper heroes here.
Yeah, they are.
It would,
But you figure out the off lane, bro.
like Tusk gameplay, usually you want to pull like the first wave at least. Sometimes you just constantly pull waves, and this Venomancer 5 would prevent you from doing so.
The nice thing with Veno, it kind of forces the Doom to not play safe lane because every Veno I think we've seen this tournament has been off lane, I want to say. And you don't want to play safe lane Doom into that, so they pick a safe lane carry that's going to lane better. They get the Jug. Got a lot of heal and sustain. You can just run at Veno with the Blade Fury. So
I love the idea of a Veno 5 because of this. I feel like you don't do well versus Jug in lane. You'll destroy a Tusk who's cutting waves, like Husky said. It does really well with Wraith King in lane. You get a bunch of hits off.
Yeah, Phoenix Snapfire lane then though. I guess Snap could mid.
Snap could mid. That's true.
Yeah.
Do you think they're picking a lot of Whisper heroes because he is the player that really needs to pop off on Beastcoast, that needs to have the best game?
I think that they're just playing first pick, so this is something they've always done. Is like every team kind of flexes on first pick, but Beastcoast especially has always been like super, just like we're not going to let them see anything. So right now, yeah, he could be any 3 of these heroes. I actually think he leans towards the Phoenix or playing the Snap with like a last pick melee hero.
So what do you look to ban if you're outsiders if you really are struggling to figure out exactly who's going to be playing what role?
I think they're going to do what they did last game, and they're going to just look at the flaws in their draft. Like last game, they recognized Zoo is a problem for us, so we're just going to ban Zoo heroes. We're not going to bother guessing what their lanes are because it's pointless. You don't have the time in the draft to sit there and plan out every single scenario. You just got to figure out the flaws in your draft and ban for that.
And it's Zoo again. Zoo again is the issue.
I was about to ask, what is that downfall? Is it just Zoo? Is there another thing that they're missing? Do they have enough for objectives for Roche? Where's the tempo sitting for outsiders at the moment?
I mean, they have Healing Ward, they have Tag Team. Yeah, they have good ways to take objectives for sure. They kind of still need this core hero to play off of in the early game, though, because right now it's the Doom, but he's not going to have that blink for quite a while.
You usually see these Doom drafts have like 3 semi-cores, but at least one of them, like typically the mid laner, is like, okay, I can get a bit less from, I can go around making plays. Beastcoast recognize they're banning Puck, they're banning Void Spirit.
Yeah, those are good bans. I could see like an Ember Spirit, but Ember has a hard time fighting into these heroes.
Yeah, you definitely want one of those mobile heroes. You're playing against a lot of slows. You need to get on top of like the Veno types. Like you don't want to pick some like Kunkka when you're up against this, I feel.
Yeah. Outsiders are having overall last pick though, so Beast Coast, what are they going to pick up here? They're obviously going to have to reveal all their lanes, so what's going to bring their lineup together?
I think they need an easy way to start a fight, because right now they have really good area control, they have okay lane push, they have really strong team fight, high damage. They don't have that way to just go. Something like a Mars, perhaps, but it's not the best against Outsiders heroes.
Yeah. Do you agree, Jenkins?
Yeah, I was thinking more about Outsiders pick. Looking at GPK's favorite heroes for this tournament, Ember would be a big one. If they want to go more like greedy, Lina actually looks pretty decent. You kill the Veno wards from far away. You have sustained damage. You can kill Wraith King after he respawns. You kill the egg. It's just greedy, and then Doom has to be the hero that runs in. Oh, they actually banned the Lina. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, I honestly have no idea what Beastcoast is picking. It's like, you don't know what role it's going to be. Like, with the Snap being a mid or off laner, the Phoenix can go support, can go off lane there. It's like such a big question mark. You see outside, they ban a mid as well as like a flex Lycan, which is more an off laner.
Yeah.
Honestly, like to me, I look at Beastcoast, I think Schofield just like playing those melee 4 initiators like the Clockwork or Earthshaker, like those picks as far as teamfight starters could be options, but it could just as well be a surprise offlaner or a mid pick as well.
I like that a lot.
Ooh. Why is that? What do you feel the Pango is for such a good last pick for?
Because the problem with like picking a Schofield melee hero to go in is none of them are going to be like team fight, catch, go in like a stable lane, whereas just picking up like a mid Pangler, this hero brings you so much team fight. It gives you all the catch and team fight that you need, and is also a stable laner, because he already has all the damage behind him. He's got Veno, Snapfire, Phoenix. He has no issue killing heroes if they can stun them.
It still leaves some flex potential. If they want to do it off lane, they can like bring a Snap mid, depending on what kind of matchup outsiders have in mind. If they come up with something that's going to ruin Pango's lane.
Ooh, an Outsiders Invoker.
I see.
GPK Invoker on land. All right, I'm excited.
On land. How do you think that one's going to shape up? How are Outsiders looking in your eyes now?
It's pretty cool. Like, I imagine this is Quaswex Invoker. I think they just need this tempo hero. You can just run around the map, you know, tornado EMPing people with like a fast spirit vessel. It's something that pressures Wraith King. This was one of the Wraith King counts if you go way back. So I feel like they're just like, you know, they haven't played against Wraith King much, and they're just pulling back from like, you know, the back of their brains, like, okay, what used to be good against this? And the Invoker makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. Do you think Beastcoast are now definitely going to be struggling a bit more in this game 3? How much weight is on the laning phase?
I think this game is entirely on Chris Luck having a good early game and making a lot of good rotations like he did in game 1 on Kunkka, because the rest of his heroes don't really do anything until they get their ultimates up. And even with their ults, all these heroes kind of need extra levels.
Mm-hmm. Yourself, Jenkins, you look a little bit confused.
I mean, I feel like it's weird drafts, but I would honestly say it's probably a 50-50. Like I don't see a reason why either draft is just like an instant win, you know? It feels like a pretty close game.
Looks like we're just going to have to watch it play out, as for the last time today, we're heading over to Lyrical, Trent, and Gunnar.
Thank you so much, Nat. And no instant wins. That is what we want. A game number 3 in a best of 3 elimination. Top 6 is going where the winners are going to see. I mean, this is what you really want. Do you agree? Do you think that it's sort of a straight up outdraft? Is there anything that you guys are seeing that looks scary?
Well, there's the Veno. Won game 3 earlier today.
That's right.
Maybe Veno was struggling early in the tournament because it was like, you know, best of 2s. There's only games 1 and 2, but game 3, pull out the Veno. The people are tired. This Veno just poisons you over time.
I said I now have full confidence in this hero after game 3 of the last series, so I'm gonna have to stick with that. Apparently, that's what I said. I don't know if it was true,
What
but
are you talking, dude? This looks so bad though. Surely.
you just don't want Venom to be good. I understand.
I mean, I really don't, if I'm going to be real about it. But, I mean, it did look amazing in that other series. Do you think it looks like, what's sort of the idea here? Is it just trying to shut down the safe lane again? Because he's playing against a Juggernaut. It seems pretty good.
I think it's more so that they want to enable these really long fights, which kind of goes both ways. Once his Doom wears out, he kind of starts losing his damage, but most of the time you die in Doom. Most of the time you die to the Sky Burst. So Outsiders isn't really going to get these long fights, and thankfully they also have a Jug Healing Ward to kind of sustain. But on the flip side, the Veno can kill Healing Ward easily with his Poison Ward. So it's kind of a close matchup, but...
Our homie there tries to dive away. Stinger actually gets out, so they won't quite get it. But yeah, back and forth, the Healing Ward versus Veno dynamic is a little bit sketch sometimes.
One player-hero combo I'm looking forward to, though, Yamich on the Tusk. I feel like that's one of his best heroes across all the games I've seen him play. So he's going to have the save versus the snap. Definitely the Veno coming out late, though. I think something you're not really happy to see. You don't really want to be stuck in the bog that a Veno puts down as a Tusk.
Well, you don't want to be stuck in the river with the Juggernaut spinning on you either. That's a little bit scary. Hector moves on in. Yamich slowed down. Whisper right on top of him. Tries to go to the Seeky spot in the Roche pit. Not going to happen, my man. But can he get the Roche tonight? Gojira says no. First blood. Going to Beastcoast, and the crowd likes it.
So we're going to see GPK go for the Quaswex Invoker this game, which it's good versus Radiant heroes. It's really good versus Wraith King and Pango. He can purge the shield crash damage reduction. He can burn the mana so Wraith King can't ult. It's a little concerning this patch. Usually a lot of the more popular heroes right now are able to farm and fight, but the Quaswex Invoker kind of struggles in this farming department. Thankfully, it is a Midas patch. Quaswex Invokers love their Midas, so he's going to have a way to get back into the game if he starts falling behind. And they don't have the stuns to enable this Exort Invoker either.
Yeah, that's the real issue there. But get that urn, start rotating, and you do have the heroes to enable some early kills. You're going to have that damage from the Skywrath Mage, damage from the Tusk. Just need a little bit of control to get that moving. But it is going to take a little bit of time, obviously, as we're talking about the ultimates from those two supports.
DM, they're actually going to get some pressure there as the wave is being pulled through. And Stinger does manage to peel off that one range creep. So getting that one pulled out of position, a little bit frustrating, I'm sure, for Outsiders.
I will say this game, certainly looking towards Ramsey's lane. Struggled a lot as the lone druid. Didn't really feel like he had a chance to play any Dota last time. And now on the Juggernaut, typically a hero that tries to have this good lane. And there's no doubt in my mind that Beastcoast knew they were going to pick Juggernaut, right? The second they picked that Phoenix, they knew this hero was coming out. So they must feel fairly
And they doubled down with the Veno, right? They doubled down Veno and Phoenix. So in those situations, you kind of there's a lot of times you'll pick heroes, and you have to be confident knowing what they'll pick, and you say, we can deal with that, that's fine. So they probably are happy with this Wraith King matchup. And the Venom matchup's not too bad because the ult persists through spin. It won't do damage, but it'll stay until after spin. So it's not the worst.
I mean, the other thing that will be kind of nice about it is if you got this Quaswex Invoker, the alacrity that comes out, it's going to be a lot of that attack speed there for Ramses to be dealing with pretty quickly. Regardless, though, you can see that Whisper already trying to put some harassment onto Ramses. The healing ward down. I'm curious if he goes 1-1-1 on Whisper. The value of the second point is so good, but if you could snipe that healing ward, it's so nice.
It's a lot of gold too. A lot of these things people drop is so much gold these days. 75 gold just for the healing ward. It's even, I think, 75 XP too. So it's actually more than a creep.
It was worth losing Broodmother. That's what I'll say. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's upset about that. There's like 4 people, Brood players. As back in the mid, we take a look. GPK playing against C-Smile. They were doing some high fives earlier, and right now 9-1 versus the 14-3. Definitely not getting completely knocked out of the lane, but C-Smile missing a couple of CS here and there. Not what you want to see out of him.
This is a hard lane for the Pango. He gets his mana burned very easily by the Invoker. That's how the Invoker kind of wins these lanes. He has a lot of regen and he burns their mana. And Pango kind of needs his spells to CS. He's such a weak hero. He also gets his shield crash purged by the Tornado. So kind of everything Invoker does is good. It's kind of like the old the Invoker Ember matchup from way back where he would go Flame Guard, you purge his Flame Guard, then he kind of would exist. But in the top, there's a big creep wave and a dive.
Going down low and going to drop. But Ramses might be able to get a return kill, or maybe not. Ramses actually in trouble. Where's your healing ward, sir? Whisper gets the double. Top lane looking good.
This Outsiders lane is a lot of just damage and harass, but it doesn't feel like they're going to ever really close a kill out. The Skyrat's going to use his nukes, that's it. And if they don't kill in this Jug spin, there's so many spells on Beastcoast between the Snap and the Veno that the Jug can't escape the fight.
And there's just so much kiting. Like, do you really want to be chasing a Veno into the trees, you know? Especially if he's like a Skywrath mage early on.
Whoa, uses the spin here. So Ramsey's kind of going in. Akoda throws it. They've got the second round, the cookie. He just came back, slowed down, and Ramses drops the healing ward, but that is 2 in a row.
Whoops.
Oh, look, now somebody might be on a little bit of tilt there as Whisper, they turn. Akoda moves on in, tries to man up for this. Can they get him? Akoda is going to drop eventually. Gojira survives through.
I don't even think he
Same
cares
time
about
mid,
dying.
C-Smile's getting ran at.
And they do it. See Smile, chase down, Tornadoes there, Fairy Fire, it won't be enough. Outsiders, they strike back mid.
They need that so bad. Like, just for the team mental at this point. Just like, we're getting kills mid, it's fine. Invoker's going to be there. I'll rotate, grab some kills at some point. Just.
I mean, look top. There's 2 heroes walking back to lane.
I mean, Jug smoked, okay? You know it's a bad sign.
Wait, did he smoke up his buddy? He didn't wait for him.
No, he didn't wait for him.
Yeah,
It was too long.
Well, Koda's pretty fast on the Skywrath mage.
These Veno
anyways.
lanes can get really bad really fast, and Ramses is Jug, and this Jug does not jungle. They're outside of the TB, but all of his heroes haven't been great junglers this series, and I think that's why they had so much success in this first game. This Beastcoast, their offlaner, I think Whisper is such a good player.
Yeah.
His laning is amazing. He plays so many different heroes that can just beat you in the lane. The way that he plays around his Schofield too is just pretty amazing, and it's kind of showing in these last 2 games.
And look at the confidence here, too. I mean, he's still at half HP on the Snapfire.
Nice silence, though. Stops that and doesn't even go for the cookie. But, I mean, he just came back from there. Oh, that poor guy. And Ramses is going to be alone in lane again for a while.
And then silently bot DM's doing okay, but they ended up putting the Wraith King versus Doom matchup.
Forced the swashbuckle mid. He used it right in the middle of the lane as well, and Yamath was just lurking, waiting for this moment. Oh, it doesn't get it, though.
And instead, the burn down, GBK to keep the pressure on. This is uphill, and Swash not quite enough, nor will be the Fire Spirits. So Outsiders make the move back in. They bring Akoda, try and bring down C-Smile. Still, he can walk away from this. And the many rotations mid, whoa, he just level
He might
6.
just roll so that he can take the rune.
He was thinking about it.
He did just bait the knowledge of that word
That's
as
up
well.
top, though. So a regen rune picked up for GPK. That's
Ramsey's
big.
top.
Bye-bye.
Is he gonna get stunned?
Oh, no.
He's okay.
Yeah, he's going back home again.
This
Man.
is feeling really bad. He got the gloves of haste. You know what he's gonna queue up
know
next.
what's coming.
You know what's coming.
That's going to be a heat map just back and forth along that lane for poor old Ramses. This has been a rough start to his game, and we saw a 7-minute tower or 6-minute tower get taken mid. They might start to push this one up top, too.
Yeah, and Doom's also queuing up the Midas, so it looks like Outsider's gonna try to play a slower game. And
Boy,
I'm
here
worried
we
about this
go.
Invoker. He needs to get these rotations
Up
and these urn
top,
charges.
that's that rotation right there. Whisper getting a bit too confident there under the tower, just knowing like, yeah, you know, Jug's not going to TB back in. I just forced him out of there, but GPK's happy to come down and clean up that kill.
The bigger kill is actually Schofield right now on this killing spree. He's worth a lot of XP and gold, so maybe it's not good that Whisper died, but it could be worse.
The really bad thing is that it's earn charges for GPK.
Yep. These earn charges enable the rotations like so much with Cold Snap as a combo. And you can see he's rushing the Vessel. Some Evokers will kind of go between going the Urn into Midas or the Vessel into Midas.
Yeah.
It looks like this game, I think he's assuming that his cores are going to be pretty slow, so he's going to need the damage from Vessel. So he's going to go the full Vessel, and it's going to hurt his game a little, but it's more for the team.
Well, you can see that the level-wise, I mean, Snapfire is almost level 6 at 7 minutes. Has just kind of taken over that top lane when Whisper went down and soaking up the extra experience, got that kill. Also, as C-Smile is going to tank through a lot of this damage, but the heal coming in, Stinger trying to keep him alive, and Snowball, it's enough. They bring down C-Smile. And GPK on it, but up top, Ramses chases, tries to get away. The cookie, the rundown, couple more punches is all they need. Gojira gets him again.
This is rough. Ramses had a rough game last game, but this is even worse, I think.
How can it get worse from the Lone Druid to the Juggernaut? I mean, again, they knew this was coming. There is zero doubt. I'm sure outsiders were also well aware. Like, you pick the Phoenix, like, everyone's going to go for this Juggernaut in this situation. And
you can see, though, outsiders smoke up GPK and Yamich. They're going to look for the Veno, maybe kill him twice in a row.
TP in 4 seconds if he's got that Spidey sense tingling.
Oh, he jukes around. They think that he's over in the trees to the left.
And they popped on the way.
He went right. Oh. So Whisper on the right side of the lane there, and outsiders with 4 heroes going up top and not connecting onto anybody. That one hurts.
That positioning, going in the tree line there and putting the wards down was so nice. Popping smokes.
Gojira, I mean, so they have level 6 on Snapfire right now, and C-Smile rolling from very far away. They're going to go immediately connecting onto the Invoker. He drops the Snowball, trying to keep it alive. This tower is gone, and, well, a couple more of outsiders might be gone if they're not careful. Does not have level 6 on Ramses. Has spin, but a little bit too late. They run him down for the kill.
Beastcoast.
Turning it up right now.
Make it stop. They're just bullying them. I mean, it's still only 1,000 gold lead separating the two teams, but I mean, just this constant pressure. Look at the levels.
I mean, just moments ago, C-Smile was the lowest of the cores. Now there's actually support above a core right now, as Gojira has absolutely crushed Ramses' lane, put him all the way down, and yeah, he's not even level 6 at this point. He might need a tome.
Snowball needs to get out of there. The Tornado, this is a big kill if they can get it. It's a lot of gold going back their direction, and GPK is the one that picked it up. That was needed.
He's going to finish this Vessel. It's pretty good. It's going to actually enable him to kill the Veno, the Wraith King. There's a lot of heals coming from the Phoenix, so it's pretty good. And they're going to need to connect to the Doom. That's the big thing. He has his Midas. He's still 4,000 gold away from this BKB on Doom, but I don't know if they can wait that long.
A 6x streak out of a support at sub 10 minutes.
I mean, he's had a good game. Every one of their kills he's been involved in, 6, 1, and 3. I don't know if you can ask for much more out of a Snapfire. Well, still the Ancients are getting stacked. So Venomancer also going in for his next item. I mean, we'll see where they decide to go next, because that tower taken down, but there's still so much pressure being pulled onto this side of the map, and the Snowball in tries to find the Snapfire, not quite on him, and Whisper misses the Gale.
Nice disengage. I don't think they'll be able to chase by either side. They're going to kind of hold this area, and you can see Ramses, he goes to the bot lane. He's going to try to abuse this 10-minute siege to take the tower, because they need a tower. If they don't get any tower in the next couple of minutes, their gold's going to start crashing down.
Yeah, at the very least right now, Hector's not really ready to do much either. You know, he's just sort of moving his way through the jungle.
He only has an armlet. He's only 6,000 net worth.
Yeah, you know, he's busy.
He'll get his 3 items very soon. We'll see him.
Well, they do the pull there onto Ramses, too. He doesn't actually want to stay in lane against this.
Whisper re-aggroes it as well. I mean,
dude,
he just knows.
He's gonna
he just wants to
right?
ruin it. Yep, he's going home. No choice there. And so what I really like is bringing Whisper down here, because he's kind of lost his purpose in the top lane. You know, you don't want to be just free food for this Invoker. The Invoker needs these kills. And so even if you're strong, I think on the Snapfire and the Veno, you don't just want to like sit up there and be potential fodder, as Sky's going to have ulti, right? Like, you can still die there even if you're feeling kind of strong. So come down bottom, remove this one farming space they left for the Juggernaut, and look, they're ready to protect this Veno as well.
They're bringing 4 heroes from the side of outsiders. GPK's Ghost walked up, but the Skyra's going to walk into the other 3.
And moves in, kills quick. They just moved down here. Like, Ramses, after TPing home, walked all the way down this lane. And GPK Invis, they see the creeps, they see the courier, but they won't go for any more. But again, like Outsiders, they need to hold on to some area here. Stunned, but the egg down. Outsiders have to run away. Yamich, he's in trouble. Tornado, chase, couple more punches is all they need. Snowballs to the low ground, but still with all the burn on him. Gojira comes in for another cleanup.
DM grabs an Arcane Rune in their face. There's still kisses, though.
Ooh, almost gets there. DM TP's out.
Oh.
Does manage to get out.
That was a really big kill if they got it. This Doom BKB is probably the saving grace for the next couple minutes for Outsiders. Ramsey's just finished his Midas. It's on courier right now. A 12-minute Midas is not what you want to see. The Invoker has just queued up his Midas, so the triple Midas will be coming out, you know, the next couple minutes. But I don't think Beastcoast is going to let this slide. I think they're going to go try to get Roche with this the Deso from Wraith King coming out of next 400 gold. They're going to keep taking his tier 2s. They're probably going to put the Aegis on the Pango, and he's just going to keep pressuring the whole map by himself.
So if we rewind all the way back to game 1, there was a similar situation for Beastcoast, and in the sense of like they got this sort of a lead and they struggled to get that like next round of objectives. Do you think in this game it's a little bit too much though, or do you think that Outsiders could have a similar way to sort of hold back this incoming pressure to these like mid tower to the Roche?
He doesn't have a TP. Oh yes, he does. He got one brought out.
I think the important thing, the big difference is that in the first game, Ramses was Terrorblade, so he was able to push these lanes out and delay the game, and actually he had a BKB timing as well because of his hero, and Juggernaut's not really enabled that. And on the side of Beast Coast, they have Wraith King and Veno, so they're two heroes that can push out these lanes. So it's kind of a flip situation where Beast Coast is the one who gets to play the game, but they're ahead in gold too.
And they just keep on getting these easy pickoffs, and they're going to keep going for more. Hakoda in the river tries to get away. They do have the ball, the roll forward, and slowly but steadily he runs into him, bounces back off the other side, jumps on in with the shield crash, and the punch is there.
And this entire circumstance is because of the Invoker's need to fight. Like, they smoke down into this area. They're trying to find something because he's not comfortable just farming until they try and pressure the tower and trying to fight in this area. And, you know, losing those heroes, losing that tower instantly afterwards, Beast Coast are just on a roll.
They're running away with this one. 3,000 gold into their favor. All of the tier 1 towers taken down now at 14 minutes. And for Outsiders, they have not gotten that bottom tier 1 tower. They haven't taken mid. None of these towers, none of these objectives have even been really remotely scratched.
You can even see Whisper chilling with 6 vessel charges, and GPK is 0. He's struggling to try to just get 1.
Oh,
and
God.
You can tell the games get really rough when you got to stack the vessel charges and not use them.
Yeah, that is one of the saddest signs, though, an Invoker with no charges.
Well, they aren't going to be able to borrow any from the Veno there. And, I mean, depending upon the way this game goes, they're going to need to use Doom. They need everything to try and turn some of this stuff around.
Thankfully, this Doom DM almost has his BKB. It's about to fly out on his courier. So maybe they hold a high ground in their big jungle, and if Beast Coast kind of go too far, they have the damage to take these heroes out. It's more of a matter of fact if you get to survive until you get to do the damage.
Ramses, they're right on top of him. They want to go on Hector. He's kind of baiting this in a way as Whisper walks up to the high ground. They find Ramses. DM still in the area.
He has the BKB.
You can tell they want to make these plays, but it's just not working out for them. DM is going to be forced to TP with the first usage of his BKB. They kill a courier for C-Smile, but not a whole lot else.
Yamich is running to a wave up top. Everyone's just trying to do something.
I mean, the game is hard. They're pressuring top tower while this cut is happening from Yamich. He's got 3 points in tag team. It's 1 point. He can't kill the creeps.
He's just trying to slow down the push. But I think we're just going to see Beast Coast walking to Roche. And the best thing Outsiders can do is probably go to bot and force this tower. But because of the map setup, they might not even take the tower in time. And Beast Coast will defend it after they get Aegis.
Wow, interesting wards there in the river, scouting any movement. And you can see that Outsiders, it is very much just a dodge away, don't get caught type of dynamic as they struggle longer and longer to get into those Midases. But the Aegis, it's going the way of Beast Coast. And as you said, the wave was not there, the heroes weren't there, the bottom tower, it's not going down.
I mean, that catapult's holding it strong. You know,
it always feels so bad when you can't get a trade. When you're behind, the best thing you can do is, oh, they take my safe lane tower, I'll take their safe lane tower. They take my mid, I'll take a different tower. They take Roche, we get this free tower that we've been trying for 16 minutes to get, but they're not able to do it. And I think Beast Coast might even defend.
Well, at the very least, Outsiders, they got those Midases. That's what they got to hang their hat on. Buy as much time as possible, dodge away from the engagements, and hope to goodness that you're going to be able to get there.
It could be worse.
That's right.
They could not have Midas.
It's only a 3K lead, and
That's
of
true.
which a lot of the the gold and Outsiders is just Midases, but nonetheless.
Yeah, of fighting items, it's like 9,000 gold worth of fighting items that they're behind.
See, Gunner, if they don't fight, imagine that.
Imagine the Midas value.
There always has to be a point where you have to stop making the excuses to not fight, because otherwise you'll lose your base.
That's fair.
And the biggest worry when you go triple Midas is that you might always start pinging your next item, and you look at the enemy team and they have so much more map that they have the next item, so you're like, now I need the new item. I need this next item. I need this next item. And it needs to stop at some point.
To be honest, they might just say that moment is now, because Beastcoast, they're eyeing up this high ground. They saw all those Midases, and Tier 3 Tower is starting to get hit 17 minutes in.
DM's so close to blink. He's going to go home.
He would love
Cell
it.
quelling.
He
Get
would love
blink.
it.
3 gold.
Snowball in, the meatball drop down, Hector down low dead, but
didn't get
Yevich,
his
he's
stick
going to
off.
pay the price. See Smile, Ramsey's getting comboed here. Whisper right on top of him. They dive in, the egg in front of everybody. They turn to try and kill it off, but the stun is there, and they finally finish it. They do bring down Ramsey's after the fact. Gojira tries to
Outsiders.
back out, but Beast Coast, have they gone a bit too far? Sunstrike connects onto Gojira. C-Smile is low. And Outsiders, they find a way to hold on to their racks. Can they finish off Whisper here? He's trying to dodge through the trees, and it's almost worn off now. Has a 4-staff after, but they have the chase down. They have the kill. 4 for 1.
That was really nice. They stunned the Wraith King as the EMP went off, so he wasn't able to get one. No mana for the ult. I think if Hector had 2 lives there, that fight's completely different. He stuns someone so that the egg goes off. He's able to one-shot the Jug when he starts spinning away, so they don't have to chase him. But instead... Ooh.
Oh, that is annoying.
He's just letting you know he knows where you're at, buddy.
Well, he also just popped a regen rune.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so here you see it when they actually they end up just losing the Wraith King. That I feel like Outsiders were almost kind of surprised as well, right?
He died almost to the EMP blast.
Yeah.
It was almost the same tick.
They're like backing away, and they're like, "Oh, he's not coming back, guys. Go!" Like get that space. And then the egg as well was a little bit. Maybe it was necessary to try and give that breathing room and space, but in the end, it just goes down.
Unfortunately, Ramses goes down. That would have been a big fight. These comeback fights are really important to try to keep your carries alive, mostly because of the golden XP that they get. So he's going to fall behind, but thankfully I think the Skywrath and the Doom are heroes that kind of use this net worth and XP pretty well. So it's not the worst, but Ramses is definitely going to be struggling for the next few minutes.
This very much is the Beast Coast way. We've seen it before, and they just are going to run it down the lane again. See, with no Doom, if this time they can make it work.
They still have Wraith King ult.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it was
that's
saved
right.
from the last fight. So.
Smart man.
They're going to walk up and say, all right, try 2. What could go wrong? Surely nothing will happen this time. And Outsider is going to take a little bit of a more backseat approach to this one. Or are they? Stomp, on to see Smile, 4-staff. The heal is there, but that is going to be a Rax taken at 20 minutes. So it cost them a bit, but Beast Coast, they got what they came for.
The skeletons are the real heroes. Getting in there, taking down that objective, and of course, getting that pacing as fast as possible. So the Omni Slash wasn't quite back yet. The Doom wasn't back yet, and Ramsey's forced to just sit down here and farm towards a Mjolnir.
He has BKB on the Wraith King now. I think he's going to go for Shard instead of the AC just in case to have that extra layer of safety. But it's going to be really hard to take him down once, if even twice now.
Outsiders, they got to buy time. They need to do whatever they can to slow this push down, and you can see that all the rest of their heroes just farming on the map. But Beast Coast, they're not going to be denied. They're walking up high ground again with this BKB, just methodically taking down the entire base of Outsiders, and they need to respond to this.
I'm a little worried. There's a glyph right now for Dire, and the Aegis only has 25 seconds.
All right.
DM's in a really nice position that if he gets the Doom on the Veno or the Panga,
And they
there's a
do it.
chance.
Silence is already out. They get the ulti and Doom the Veno. He's already used all of his abilities. Hector on the other side, he's starting to burn down lower, and the egg will go down. So Wraith King coming back to life. C-Smile gets the ulti out. A couple more punches and Ramses. He is going to hit the deck. They find themselves another 2. C-Smile with the double kill. No buybacks right now in Beast Coast. Just going to walk on in and take another lane of racks. There is no answer from Outsiders.
Yeah, GPK doing his best to say, like, maybe we can just, like, guys, how about you back off,
He's trying to high-five them, tips. He needs to be friendly.
Yeah.
Doing whatever they can. The diffusal blade's there. But with Tusk coming back up, Beastcoast, they're not looking to throw this one if they can avoid it. As they retreat back across the map, it's 5,000 gold, but the more important thing is 2 lanes right now of super creeps.
This Wraith King pick that Beastcoast has used the last 2 games, they're using it to almost perfection. The lanes have gone well for him both times. Yep. The way that he's actually grouped up, he's pressured these towers with the skeletons. He pretty much is a body. He plays as like this offlaner from the old days where they pick, the centaur. This guy walks in, he starts the fight. It doesn't matter, but he's playing it from the carry role, and he just starts every fight by himself.
Is this the one way to make your carry player confident enough to join for objectives? You
give
just
him 2 lives.
Him a permanent Aegis?
Yeah, that's not bad. It's a decent answer.
Thankfully, he has a stun too, so you don't run in the drafts where everyone's too bored of stunning. So.
I mean, the interesting thing is that he's decided to go for the Hyperstone instead of completing the Shard.
He got the Shard.
He did. We're good. Okay, I was like, that's getting a little bit dicey there.
And also, you see C-Smile, he didn't go for the Blink or the Basher. He just went straight Lincolns. He knows that pretty much the win condition is him getting doomed and getting bursted. Because I think the roll is the biggest thing for their team fight. The Egg and the Veno ult are really important themselves, but without the big stuns coming from the Pango, there's a chance for the damage to come out from Outsiders.
Let's be careful. They get the D-Ward immediately. Outsiders, they were in a position where they might have wanted to fight, but Beastcoast on the verge of making another top 6, hoping to go even further and taking out Outsiders, who were considered one of the favorites in this entire tournament. And now looking super solid in this game number 3.
I'll just say I believe. If they get the BKBs, I kind of believe that Outsiders can do it. I think there's a chance.
I mean, it is only 6K for 2 racks down.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
I think with proper spacing, it's going to be very difficult to deal with this Phoenix. The levels are getting out there. Stinger's going to be 12 pretty soon as well, so you can't get these last-moment hits off on that Egg as well.
Scariest thing is Ramses went full pretty much damage. He went Midas and Mjolnir. He has no stats, no HP, and I think he felt forced because of when you feel you're far behind, you have to either go full tank and assume that you can survive long enough, or you go no tank and you try to go pure damage.
Yep.
And you're not able to get the Scotties or these 5,000 gold items. You have to get the small items that give you the edge. And unfortunately, it hasn't really helped him so far.
He couldn't even get off an Omni Slash in that last fight.
No. It has been a rough series for Ramses so far.
He had a nice Terrorblade in the first game, but I think the Beastcoast is playing really fast these last 2 games. They're constantly taking towers, taking racks. They're not giving any breathing room versus a lot of these teams at this tournament kind of are letting you, chill on your own side of the map, take your dungle. That's why people get Midas now. These games are going later, but Beastcoast doesn't want to let them go late.
Now they're preparing for the next Roche. I'll tell you one thing. Good news for Outsiders fans. It is a long Roche. It'll be 2.5 minutes here. I'm not sure if Beastcoast will wait for it because, that's Beastcoast. But if they do, they got a little bit more breathing room now for Outsiders. But they've also upgraded a couple big items like Gojira having the Aghanim Scepter now on that Snapfire.
Couple big ones, like you said. That Aghanims, they just got the Boots of Bearing completed. And this is an interesting thing because Outsiders are still getting some farm on the map. You can see along that top lane, they're pushing out the waves. They're trying to build into that next set of items that could make the difference. This particularly refresher for DM, if they could manage to get to that, that might be one of those things that could turn their tides. But the game is quite hard.
Firing up top here. Sends the Veno in.
Right away onto DM. Tries to TP out with the BKB. Yamich is going to be the one that's caught instead. So they get away on the Doom, not so lucky on the Tusk.
It's the Snap Pango.
We have the Snap Pango. He's gonna roll up. He doesn't have Blink either, so it's a way for him to get into the back line of the fight. I hope we'll see it once.
Yeah, I'd like to see it. Rolling Thunder into fire him into the middle of the engagement. Oh, he bought a Blink.
Wow, you can do it too.
You can still do it.
Yeah. And then you get shot onto one person, you blink onto someone else.
Exactly.
It's a good play.
But yeah, you can tell that Outsiders is a really good team by the way that they play the map when they're behind. The stronger the team, the harder it is to actually finish the game. And they're the teams that are going to make it, you have to go 50 minutes and a 40k lead just to finish. They make you work for the win. They don't just give it to you.
And triple Midas.
That's the
triple
one.
Midas.
They need to get into these BKBs though too. Those are definitely going to be the...
Even Ramses is going for a BKB on the Juggernaut.
Yes,
you can tell that he needs one.
That's always a bit of a tough sign. He's actually very close, by the way, considering this spacing again from this Roche time are really helping out Outsiders right now, especially if they can limit the amount of pickoffs that are going to be there. They were happy to give up Yamich, and now even GPK appears to be getting away on that bottom side of the map.
Burning through the mana. East Coast not really chasing. They're kind of letting them do what they want. See Smile. Is there any way? He does have a Lincoln's break. It's right there. Doom immediately dropped. They find their target and get the kill.
Oh my God, Roche is spawning, guys.
Yo.
No buyback on the Pango.
Outsiders, have they found something here?
Isn't it just the fun thing to get a Fade Grenade and just delete a 4,000 gold item from the game just for fun?
You're not
man,
wrong.
You play Doom, you get Fade Grenade. That's just part
Every
of the
game.
deal. We've
Every
learned
game the
that.
Dooms get Fade Grenade.
Yeah, and there's quite a few that pop them as well, you know.
I was actually expecting them to use the Omni Slash because the first jump of Omni Slash is blocked by Lincoln's, but he has the easier way to do it.
Well, the refresher is now done, and they get the Sunstrike. They see the Beastcoast are in there. They've been waiting this entire time on Outsiders to find the right fight. They're down a Pango in the pit. It feels like if it's not now,
so
it's
fast,
never.
though.
They can't get here in time, though.
It's taken too long. Beastcoast, they're finishing it off as Outsiders leave the base. And that is going to be Aegis picked up. Do they decide to keep the fight going?
Hector TP's bot, though. If they keep chasing, they might actually catch him.
So much.
Very close.
What do you think of the Aegis on the Wraith King? Do you think if Pango's up, they give it to him?
They give it to the Pango.
Yeah.
And this actually might end up being bad because now it means that Doom can Doom the Veno or the Pango.
Yeah.
It kind of gives them targets in the fight. Whereas Wraith King now is this hero that you just never click spells on him. You just
ignore
hope for
him.
the best.
Why not just get both, man? You got the refresher Doom. I mean, again, Trent, you talked about this. They get to these items, things start to look a little bit scary.
Yeah, but they did just miss one of their biggest chances of the comeback, though, I have to say. You know, that Roche, that Shard.
I'm also looking
But we
at
build again.
I'm looking at Doom's mana, and I'm a little bit concerned about his ability to cast all of his spells here.
This is, you know, you just got to farm buyback.
You bought a Null Talisman.
Okay, there you go.
And it is past 25 minutes, so it's the double Null.
Beautiful. That's a nice play.
He's still looking to go high ground.
Lincoln's broken. Doom TPing in. Hector there. Walrus punch. Jumps forward. Doom down. No. Drops it on the second round. Still saving it. This isn't going to be enough for Whisper. Tries to kill him off. The BKB round 2. Ramses is starting to lose all of his HP. The jump forward gets obliterated with no buyback. Beastcoast setting their sights on these buildings.
They're actually just too fast. Like, they couldn't even prepare inside the base for this push from Beastcoast.
And just like that, GG, they're done. Outsiders go out with a whimper, and Beastcoast move on to another top 6.
What a game. It was almost a repeat of the second game. Just how fast they play. They go from tower to tower. They use the Wraith King great perfection again.
I think
That Juggernaut's
Jug
surprisingly happy. But that's,
unbelievable. Well, Beastcoast, they managed to take the victory here in front of the quote-unquote home crowd that's loving them.